Welcome back to the show. I am so delighted to have Dr. Tiffany Spicer here. I've been wanting to talk to the new, well, I don't know, you've been there a little while now,
About a year almost.
WISD, Waco ISD Superintendent.
Yes, ma'am.
When did you come? When did you?
Okay, so October 2024, October 15th to be exact, was my first day.
Okay, so right at a year, and since you came, I've been wanting to do this. So
Yes,
this
ma'am.
tells you how life can sometimes get in the way, but better late than never. So happy
I'm
to
so
have you.
glad to
And
be
it's
here
really,
with
it's
you.
kind of fun because you've got a year under your belt,
Yes, ma'am.
and we'll get into all the all the things.
Yes,
But
ma'am.
it is so delightful though to get to know you better, and how you bring your passion, your love for
Yes, ma'am.
students and
Yes,
for
ma'am.
the teachers to this job, to Waco.
Absolutely.
So what tell me about your journey here. What got you to this point? Did you always know you wanted to be in some sort of education?
Very good question. And the answer is no.
Oh,
I did not want to be an educator. So, since we're talking,
there we go.
my first degree was in social work. I did know I
Oh,
wanted to help
really?
people, support people, provide resources, kind of be in the background and kind of giving and making sure people had access and opportunities. And my mother, and I told you this, you don't think she's right? She is. And my mom was like, you need to get that certification to be a teacher
I was told the
when you
same thing.
graduate, right? And I didn't
Something to fall
listen.
back on.
Exactly. And I said, no, ma'am, I'm good. So sure enough, I went back to school, became alternatively certified.
Mhm.
And I knew I did want to be a principal. I wanted to be a high school principal. And
Oh, you did?
I
Okay.
really did. And
Yeah.
so I felt like, sometimes people are like, oh my gosh, elementary, they're so cute. Middle school, they're still kind of cute. High school, they're just like, right?
Hmm.
And so for me, I was like, I still want our high school students to kind of feel like, we see you, we support you. It's not too late. We can kind of help you kind of set the path straight before you graduate and leave us. And so on the journey I was a teacher. I taught special education, specifically
Oh,
English.
really?
Yes, ma'am. And then I became a middle school principal, and I was a high school principal. And after that, I had people who were just like, I see something in you. You should be a superintendent. And I was like, I'm good. I'm really good.
I need to multiply my stress by.
Yeah, exactly that, right? But just having the high school experience and working with the community and having our feeder pattern. I was in Leander, Texas,
Hmm.
and we had about 6 high schools at the time. So it was like Leander High School,
Wow.
my middle schools, and all my elementary. So that was my family, right? And so
Sure.
that's how we kind of worked and worked the plan.
Hmm.
And I just had people saying, "Hey, don't stop, finish this doctorate degree." And so I did, and then I moved to central office. I was like, I'm not sure I like this because you're
Yeah.
away from the
I was going to
students.
say you're not interacting
Right.
with
You're
the
not,
kids. Yeah.
that FaceTime that you get. But
Hmm.
it was powerful because at that time, Leander, we had about 40,000 students. So I was responsible for 40,000
Oh my
students,
goodness.
with counseling services, CTE, talented and gifted,
Yeah. And
all the
that's
ants.
near Austin. I mean, it's
Yes, ma'am.
right. So
Yeah.
that right.
Yes, ma'am. And so I got to see things from a different lens and different perspective.
Hmm.
And then kind of going on my journey, I was like, if not me, then who? Right. And so I had other people who kept saying, I see it. And I was like, I don't know if I do. But, it was one of those like, there's a call on your life to do this work.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, let me go. And so I did have the opportunity to serve as a superintendent out in Southeast Texas before coming here. And I loved it. And then Waco came open, and I was looking like, you know what? I believe I can make a difference. And all they can tell me is no. So I'll put my application in. If not, it's
Yeah.
okay. And if they say yes, let's go get it. And
Yeah.
they said yes to me, and I said yes to them, and the rest is history. So I am enjoying my time. I'm enjoying the experience. I'm enjoying our students, our families, our community. Like, I feel spoiled
Hmm.
because there's just so much love and support, and it's just the whole "it takes a village" concept is just
Yeah.
strong. And so I just appreciate just the opportunity to be a part, but also be welcomed in this work, because
Yeah.
our kiddos deserve it, our staff deserves it, our community and our families deserve it. And I just get to be a small part, and I'm just honored.
Oh, this is exciting. I mean, I grew up in Waco.
Mm-hmm.
My elementary school has been torn down and rebuilt,
Mm-hmm.
Dean Highland.
Okay,
Lake
okay.
Air is
Yes,
now
ma'am.
Montessori
Yes,
school.
ma'am.
Richfield has been torn down and rebuilt.
It's now some new Waco, right?
I know. And of course, a lot of friends that were the Tennyson that turned down and rebuilt. So
Yes.
you've got some beautiful
Yes, ma'am. We
facilities.
do. We do. We do.
Amazing.
They are beautiful. And I got to give credit to our Board of Trustees and to Dr. Kincannon for taking the vision
Hmm.
to kind of invest. It's one of those like, there's a need, and how are we going to fix it? And the voters said yes. And so that's a blessing because in this day and age, everybody's not saying yes, right? And
Right.
so
Well, yeah.
because all the right pieces came together at the right time, they were able to build some beautiful facilities. And then I got to kind of come in at the tail end, right? And finish the projects and then see them with students in them, see them
Mm.
with staff in them. And even you talk about Waco High, it's awesome. Even the teachers, I was walking, we were like right before the first day of school, and one teacher said, "So this is my first day of school, but I've been here for like 20 years." And I was like, "Yes, you're new too, right?" And
Yeah.
so all the newness and all the excitement from our students and our staff and our families, it's a blessing. And to see the smiles on people's faces, and I have people finding me in the community. Haven't had a chance to go. I'm like, let's go. When do you want to go? Let's go take a tour.
Yeah.
We just had our the name unveiling of the new name, Lions Way, that leads into Waco High, but for the city, and so that's huge. And of course, I did the burning of the W last week, and homecoming was a couple weeks ago. So it's just a great time. Excitement, energy, passion, and at the end of the day, it goes back to our students. So
Hmm.
it's a good thing.
A journey into new thoughts, new cultures, new adventures. So what are you waiting for? Start your journey with Babbel now. Go to babbel.com or download the app.
Shipped had a body in his truck he had yet to deal with, so whoops.
It's not just a glove, it's a 44 Pro. Crafted with dedication, made for performance, and built to last. Get your custom glove today at 44pro.com and experience the 44 Pro difference. That's 44pro.com, 44 Pro.
But boy, it looked effortless.
Man, watch this.
Layups, floaters, threes. He was like an unsolvable equation.
I was born like this.
His resilience, his strength, his belief, adversity never stood a chance.
Know your power.
We offer fast shipping, exceptional customer support, and furniture solutions that stand up to high traffic environment. Elevate your space with BizChair's vast selection of stylish, reliable, and cost-effective furniture. Visit us today at bizchair.com to transform your business.
Well, yeah. Well, tell me about some of the mentors that, yeah, I mean, you mentioned your mom. Listen
Yes,
to your mother.
mom and dad were always right.
Right. And so where were you born? Where did you grow
So
up?
I'm military, so it's a hard question when people ask me like,
okay.
"Where were you born? Where were you raised?" I was like, "United States."
Yeah.
That's kind of like my answer.
Yeah.
If people who are from the East Coast, I'll say, yeah, East Coast, because I lived in Virginia. And if people say some on the West Coast, I lived in California. I was born in Texas. I was born in Bryan.
Were you?
Yeah, and people like, really? I was like, so yeah, that's kind of like an unknown, I'll say secret, if you will. But I never lived there. We were born there, and dad was in the service. And so mom and dad moved. We were stationed in California, and then we were stationed in Austin when it was Bergstrom Air Force
Okay.
Base back
Yeah.
in the day.
Yeah.
And then after that, we went to, let me see what was next. I think we were in Virginia. And then after Virginia was Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Wow.
And I
You
graduated
have
high
seen
school in
the world.
Albuquerque. Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
it was kind of cool experience. It was us four, mom, dad, sister, brother.
Yeah.
And we traveled every 4 years. But I wouldn't trade it because I think in my life experience, I've got to meet all kinds of people. And so nobody's a stranger to me. So when I
Right.
meet people, I'm just like, okay, what's your story? Right? It's nothing like, oh, this is new. This is different. I'm just like, let's go. Because I've had the opportunity to meet all kinds of people from all walks of life.
And change has been a
It
part
is
of
my
your
life.
pattern.
Yeah.
Which is,
You
which
grow,
is,
and it
which
helps
is
you.
different.
It helps you.
Yeah. So back to mentors.
Yes.
Anybody you can think of that
Yes,
along the way?
I've had men and women along the way. A couple people that come to mind. I'll give some shout outs. Dr. Steve Flores. So he was a superintendent in Round Rock ISD at the time.
Yeah.
And right before I left him to go to Leander, he was just like, I'm going to introduce you to someone. And she was an African-American female superintendent. He was like, I see it in you, and she's going to help you get there. And so he introduced me to Dr. LaTanya Goffney, former of the year for the state of Texas, Aldine ISD superintendent. She poured into me, and it was just like, wait, I think I can do this, and she was just so life-giving.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had another mentor, Martha Salazar-Zamora. She's a superintendent in Tomball.
Yeah.
And again, she's superintendent of the
Okay,
year.
so that's a big district too.
Yes,
My
yes,
goodness.
and so I have these women and men who are just like, I see you, and you're going to do this, and you're going to turn education around. And so I've just had different people who have just said, hey, they're making deposits, and I feel my job is to make deposits into others. And so I do have people who pour into me, and who see my worth. And who say, hey, let's go get it. And so those are, I'm going to call those 3 for now, who have just taken the time to truly invest. And they're like, I was thinking about you, I'll get a text. Or if I'm thinking about them, because
Right.
the job is hard as a superintendent.
know.
It's very hard, right? And so iron sharpens iron, and we have the opportunity to pour into one another, encourage one another, laugh, cry, whatever needs to happen, we do.
Yeah.
But just they have been some constants on the journey as I've kind of navigated this educational journey.
So, in your year here, what do you see as the greatest strengths of WISD?
Greatest strength,
Yeah.
community, and there's a word I'm looking for, I can't find it. Just community and passion. And what I mean by that is this community is so invested
Mm-hmm.
and so committed to Waco ISD, and that's huge. And I've
Yeah.
seen places to where people don't always believe or support their local school districts, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's not the case here. And that's big. That's huge. We have a big system, and we have so much opportunity, and everybody sees it, and they're just like, how can I help? How can I support?
Right.
I was just talking to one of our community members this morning, and I said, hey, you told me if I need anything, give you a call. And I said, this is my call. And she was like, what do you need? And I said, I told her what I needed. And I said, matter of fact, I need a couple more friends, and I need them to do this, this, and this. She was like, I'm on it. And so just to know that when people say, hey, how can I help? They mean it. And when I say, hey, I'm going to call you in on that favor, let's see what you got. So we've had so many people. I've met people across all of our city, like so many people. And I'm like, I know I met you. I know you said, who did you work with? Right? I'm writing notes and I'm taking notes. But they always say, how can I help you?
Yeah.
And that's the powerful piece, because you don't see that. And so that's one of the things that just resonates with me, that stands kind of proud, that people like, how can we support? How can we make sure that Waco ISD is the premier district that it needs to be?
Yeah. Yeah. Of course, I have deep ties
Yes,
to this
ma'am.
district, obviously.
Yes,
My
ma'am.
dad went to Dean Highland. So, I mean,
I love it.
we
I
just-
love it.
But back in the day when K-Metz was getting the WISD Education Foundation underway,
Yes, okay.
was a part of all that, and the Adopt a School when that first got started, and those kind of community building. But I remember one of the big things. It was like, how do we convince people they need to contribute to something for a school district that's getting our tax dollars?
Yeah.
And it was really quite the discussion. But now people get it.
Yeah. You have to educate them.
Definitely understand.
You have to
about,
educate them. Yes.
Foundations,
Yes.
and why they're important.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, but so now the foundation, with the cook-off that my co-anchor Bruce Geeson got started, and so we've just seen so much growth.
Yeah.
But it's really rewarding to see those classroom teachers apply for the grant, and then
Yes.
have all the noisemakers and everything,
Yes.
everybody coming in,
Yes.
and the students get excited.
Yes.
And it just helps them to make the classroom experience richer, and it's not tax money.
And it's awesome because, like,
Yeah.
to your point, last year when we were giving out grants, and we are in grant season now
Yeah.
for this year,
Yeah.
but it was just, if I tell you, they're like, I won, what, right?
Yeah, right.
And
right.
then when the students got to see that, hey, this is going to impact your educational experience, it's just like, what? And just the smiles. When you can see a student smile on their face, and just the light and the joy that just comes like with that smile, it's priceless.
Yeah.
And that's what it's about. And so I appreciate our communications team in our district, because they try to capture those moments and share those back out with the community, so they can see, this is where your tax dollars went. This is where your donation went. This is where any seed that you've planted has went. And this is how it's making a difference. And I think people need to see that because education, finance is hard to understand.
Yeah.
And so if we can simplify it the best we can and just say, hey, this is your money at work, I think that's a powerful vehicle.
Oh, yeah. So much more I want to talk to you about.
Absolutely.
Dr. Tiffany Spicer, WISD Superintendent. It's, there's just so much involved with your job, and I want to get into that.
Yes.
But we're going to take a quick break. I want to let everybody know that the show today is brought to you by Fox & Co. Bakery, where they bake foxy things. We'll be back in just a bit.
With a focus on performance, design, and customer service, we're here to help you work smarter, not harder. Join us on our journey to simplify your world. Visit acasis.com today. That's ACASIS.com today.
If your home's feeling a bit dated or you're dreaming of that beautiful outdoor oasis, I have got the team for you. Gather & Co., the family-owned remodeling pros right here in Greater Waco since 1998. Led by the Falconberry family, they specialize in stunning kitchen and bathroom makeovers. Think custom walk-in showers, sleek cabinetry, and aging-in-place upgrades for easy living. They also nail outdoor spaces with pergolas, patio covers, sunrooms, and screen rooms that turn your backyard into a year-round retreat. What sets them apart? Personalized designs, top-notch craftsmanship, and a hassle-free process for free in-home consultations to spot-on completion, plus financing options to make it simple. Customers love them, raving about the friendly crew and attention to every detail. Ready to gather in your dream home? Call Gather & Co. today, 254-759-1147 for a no-obligation quote. Visit GatherCoRemodeling.com. Your remodel starts here.
At Mapiful, we believe in celebrating your journey. Our unique personalized products are designed to boost your confidence. From custom home decor to meaningful gifts, we help you cherish the memories that make you who you are. Visit Mapiful.com and start celebrating your story today.
And we're back with Dr. Tiffany Spicer, WISD, our wonderful superintendent, been here right at a year. Yay, yay, yay. So much, though, I'm sure that I always say I'm drinking from a fire hose. I bet you have been feeling a little bit like that, too. Just, getting to know everybody. And all
yes.
and all that. But right now, what are the things that keep you awake at night?
So if you would ask me that a couple of months ago when we were in session in Austin, that was keeping me up at night, just because a lot of the chatter discussion topics were about public education.
Yeah, sure.
And so,
and they passed some
new
things,
lots
so
of
I do want to talk about
legislation that directly and some indirectly impacts public schools. So that keeps me up at night. Our student safety.
Sure.
Even when students aren't in school, I still feel like we're responsible for them, right? And life happens. People have their own families, but you still worry. Like I tell people, I have 2 daughters by birth, and then I have about 13,500 that I didn't birth, but they're still mine.
They're still yours.
And so, just their safety and their needs and things of that nature, it weighs on me. And then just making sure that our students all have opportunities and access to the best academics possible. And like last year, having graduation and seeing our kiddos and seeing all the places they were accepted to and applied to and went to, I'm just like, that's what it's about, right? Oh, yeah. And so it's just been awesome to see their journey. But then I was just at one of our local churches this past Sunday, and a little kiddo came up to me, 4th grader. He was like, "Hi, Dr. Spicer." I was like, "Hey, hon." And I was like, "What's your name again?" Because I can't remember all their names, but I'm trying my best. But he gave me the biggest hug, and I was like, "How you like in school?" He goes, "I love recess." I was like, "Okay, I'm glad you love recess. So what other subject do you love?" Because that's not the one, right? But I want to make sure they're enjoying school. I want to make sure they're excelling academically, and I want to see them from from our elementary to go through middle school and go to high school, and I want to see where they end up after they leave us in our school system. So I think about the whole child and probably think about it more than I should. But I think if you ask any superintendent, any teacher, any paraprofessional, our custodians, our food service, warehouse, you ask anybody,
Right.
we think about our students all the time, just because that's just the life that we live, the life that we chose, and they matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm getting
Yeah.
older or wiser, if some people say it that way. And so I know these are going to be the folks and the people that take care of
They're
us,
going to be
right?
taking care of us. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Absolutely. Well, and from the television news standpoint, it seemed like we were only reporting on things when something bad had happened.
Yeah.
And then you're and I love this because we can really focus
Yeah.
on the way kids are excelling and how
Yeah.
they're how
Yeah.
they're doing well. What I love is how there's so much more opportunity for students at the high school level to get certification through MCC
Absolutely.
and through the dual credit.
Yes.
Isn't that incredible
It
how that
is.
has changed?
It is. It is. And one of the things that I'm blessed, we do pay for our students to get their dual credit through MCC.
I know.
Right. And so we have students that take AP. We help with that as well. And so just making sure they have access and opportunities. We have our Guam and Guaca for our students who might pursue manufacturing and welding and things of that nature. I got to fly a drone.
Did you really?
Oh, yes. And I hit a thing or two, but it's okay. But I got to see what our students experience, right?
Yeah.
And then on our healthcare side, I've got to see our students, and they're taking their CNAs and they're passing and they're coming, they're leaving us and they're working in our hospitals and they're volunteering
I know.
in the nursing homes. And so we have so many pathways. We have business, we have taxes, we have all kinds of things. And I think that people just don't know what they don't know, right? And if you don't have kiddos who are maybe high school, middle school, elementary age, you really don't know. And so how do we tell the story
Right.
and share what's happening in our schools and experiences that our students are getting? I think that's priceless. They're getting so many things I'll say that I did not get growing up.
Oh, I
Not
know.
because I couldn't, but it just wasn't around at that time. It's been a minute
Right.
since I've been in high school. So.
Well, I'm not going to ask you what year you graduated, but back to some of the
Yes.
legal changes that have happened. Cell phones.
Yes.
Tell me about that. How's
Oh.
that working out for you?
You know what? It's not too bad. It's not too bad. Some of the kiddos, we were asked to be interviewed, some students were, and they shared that this might not be a bad thing.
Good.
We might be able to
I'm
talk to
glad
one
you-
another. We
because
might be
I know
able
if I leave it at home, I'm like,
Well, the funny part, so first day of school, can't make this up. I'm at Waco High. We do the grand opening, all that stuff. We have news media and all that stuff. And I keep my phone on me just because I'm going to school, right?
sure, yeah.
So I go to university and I'm in the hallways and kids are, finding their schedules. I have my phone out. And so one of my colleagues loved them. They're like, so you might want to put your phone up. I was like, good point. Because we're over here saying, hey, sweetheart, don't forget, put your phone away. Hey, sweetheart, don't forget, it's the law. It's not us. It's the law.
That's right.
Right. So
We
we're
don't
doing
make the
these
rules.
things, right? But I don't want to be a hypocrite too. Right.
know,
and
right.
so, and the kiddos, they don't give us a hard time. I had my superintendent advisory meeting a couple weeks ago and my high school group, one kiddo had a phone and I said, sweetheart, we're still at school. She was like, yes, ma'am. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So
good.
it's not
Yeah.
as bad as we thought. Knock on wood, I don't have any right here. But it's one of those like we'll see how we play out. But right now we're doing okay. We have issues like every other school where students just like, it's my phone. You can't tell me what to do, right? But it's not to the magnitude that I think I might have been expecting. But again, we're rolling with it. And
Yeah.
we're gonna we have to follow law, and we will.
Well, if we can cut out some of the distractions for that classroom teacher, I mean, it's got to be a
Absolutely.
win.
Yes.
Testing, there was some changes with that.
Yes,
So
yes.
what are your thoughts on
Okay, so we have STAR, which is our accountability system for the state, and the latest is the one long star, I'll say at the end of the year for your core subjects will be changed to 3-star assessments. So beginning of the year, middle of the year, end of the year. So it's supposed to be a shorter type of assessment, but if you do the math, so if you're high school right now, you take English 1, you take English 2, you take biology, Algebra 1, and U.S. history. So those tests, as far as I know right now, they'll have a beginning, a middle, and the end. I did hear a rumor, and again, I haven't read the law again recently, that English 2 might go away. So if that's the case, there's 4, but again, it's 3 times. So there's supposed to be conversations if they're going to use a norm reference test that might just be like a touch point to see kind of where Tiffany, the student, is, right? Here, and then a final star. But there is opportunities for TEA to kind of, I'll say, define what that looks and sounds like. So the last I read, if I remember correctly, they're aiming for 27-28 school years. So we have a couple years out, but they're still, we're waiting on clarity. I'll put it that way. With some of the, I know you've been watching some of the
they've
news.
just kind of jumbled it all up, changed it.
Yeah, so we're kind of
pretty radically,
waiting to see kind of what is going to
Yeah.
be the gospel, according to TA and the legislature. So, but once we know what the rules are, we will fall in line, and we'll make sure we do right by our students. End of the day.
A big thank you to our sponsor, Fox & Co. Bakery. Check them out for delicious baked goods and your catering needs.
VivoSun's mission is to empower growers with stylish and effective products, making indoor growing accessible and enjoyable for everyone. Visit vivosun.com today and get started making growing plants and vegetables easy and automatic.
Yeah, but those report cards, though. So, I mean, is there any other way to kind of assess how kids are doing?
I think so. This would be hard, but this is what I think. If I had a magic wand,
Yeah, right.
I would say we do a portfolio on a student. Okay. And because of that, you could see this is how they're doing academically. This is how they're doing with their social emotional. This is how they're doing with their fine arts. This is how they're doing with their academics. This is how they're doing with their day-to-day life skills, right?
It's kind of a Montessori
Yes,
method,
you know what I mean?
really.
It's like the well-rounded version. And I think
Yeah.
that's the part that's missing. I do believe, please hear my heart, academics are important. They're core. I taught English. But what I tell people is this.
Right.
They didn't have a choice to take me. English, it's required. Math, science, English, social studies. They choose to be in band. They choose to be in choir. They choose to be in fine arts. They choose to do all these after school electives. So those are things that get our students to come to school, right? Think of it, right? And you have some students that just like to read. I get it, right? I was a little bookworm. I prefer a book sometimes over people sometimes, right?
Yeah.
But our students like to be involved. And so they have to take my class, but not necessarily yours, right?
Right.
And so how do we make sure that they get credit for the things that they do in school too? This, I'll say a couple weeks ago, I had our band from Waco High and our cheer from UHS perform, and we received money from our foundation for our students. And one of the sponsors at the bank was just like, "This is so cool. We know academics is important, but this is what it's about."
Yeah.
There was so much energy and excitement. And if you think about it, you have 2 rival schools in
Yeah,
the same
really.
district, right? But they're playing and they're cheering together.
Oh, yeah.
So
That's cool.
Put a grade on that for me, please.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so how do we make sure we tell the whole story and not just the piece that you want? Because our kids are more than just a test grade or just a number.
Right.
And I feel that as a mom. With my kiddos, they went through, Texas schools from beginning to the end, right? And so I live that as a parent. And so I know. And then I do know that our kids have test anxiety. Guess what? I was one of those. GRE, baby.
Right.
I sucked. Let's just be honest. But I can write a paper. I can't take a test to save my life, but I can write a paper to save yours.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So how do we get the whole picture of the student? That's, if I could, That would be the
That's
magic wand
yeah,
for
that's
me.
the $60,000 question. If there's some way
Yes,
to
ma'am.
really have an accurate assessment
Yes, ma'am.
of that, and as you say, it's those extra curricular things. But my choir time
Yeah.
at Richfield,
Yeah.
the richest experiences and the best memories,
Absolutely.
and the people that I knew that I'm still close
Absolutely.
to, and
Absolutely.
those. I was not in drama, but I know drama people
Correct.
feel the same
Yeah.
way, and
Yeah.
art and
Yeah.
band and all that.
Yeah.
And frankly, what's been kind of concerning over the years is how the fine arts kind of get the first cut.
Yes. And that's kind of and it's unfortunate that you said that, right? Because I've heard of some districts having to do that, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of us have had deficit budgets in the past, currently, and it's like, okay, you don't want to cut this because then you're going to hurt this group of students. You don't want to cut that because then you're going to hurt this, right? And so our task before us is to make sure that, again, we create these opportunities. And so when people do say, we want to donate to your band, or we want to donate to your cheer, or we want to donate to your choir, I'm going to say thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're going to pour as much as we can, because our kids deserve those experiences that we had growing up.
Yeah.
And school is not just, taking your 4 cores. It's so much more than that. And to your point, you do have relationships that last way beyond senior year, right? And so how do we just kind of keep that going?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Tervis is all about staying hydrated. Each product is built to last and comes in endless designs to match your personality. Stay refreshed and express yourself with Tervis. Visit tervis.com today and find your perfect tumbler.
So how do you decompress?
That's funny because somebody asked me that this morning. I like to read in my free time, and I really try to make time to read, even if it's just 10 minutes before I go to bed. And then I read in the morning for a few minutes and just, my devotion and quiet time.
Sure.
I do run.
Oh, do
And
you?
so, yes,
Good,
ma'am.
good.
And so that's my real outlet. About 4, sometimes 5 times a week I'll run, and then I train for races.
Oh,
And
are
so,
you really?
yes,
Have you
ma'am.
done any tries or any of that kind of
I do half
thing?
marathons and marathons.
Okay.
And so I did one in September in Dallas recently. And then this coming weekend, I'll be running in Detroit. And so it's
Are you
international.
really?
Yeah, international half marathon.
Look at
Where you go
you.
between Detroit and Canada. And
Yeah.
and it's just, I can't explain it. It's just it's a high. The guy was like, "Do you
I
get a
know, I've
runner's
always
high?"
heard of that.
And you do, not the first mile, not the second, but after I get to my rhythm, I'm just
You do
there.
get that, is it endorphin or something?
You do.
Something.
And I don't turn my music on right away. I
Mhm.
take in the air, I breathe it in. I'm looking at trees, I'm looking at the water, I'm looking at people, and it's just, it's serenity, like in a box.
Yeah.
And then when I'm struggling, about mile 7 or 8, I'm like, okay, music, let's go. And at that point, I'm just like,
Yeah,
let's
you get a
get
little
it.
beat going, and
Get a
that
beat and
helps
kind
you.
of get my
Yeah.
pace. But that's just my way to kind of just like get it all out, sweat it all out. I think a lot when I'm running.
Do you?
Yeah, and so that's my way to decompress. And my team knows, I think the community knows, everybody knows, like that's just her bubble. We had our first superintendent's fun run
Mhm.
with the
Oh, did
community.
you?
We
Yeah.
did the summer, July.
Uh-huh.
And so it's going to be back by popular demand.
Yeah.
They are all like, are you going to do it next year? So we're going to do it. But it's, again,
That's
how can
fun.
we get our community engaged with one another?
Mhm.
You don't have to be a runner. Sometimes I walk.
I was going to say,
Let's
I
go.
could do the walking
You can.
part.
We have a 1K and a 5K. So we will definitely invite you next summer
I'm just
when we do
always
it
so
again.
impressed with people who run. Nancy Goodnight was just on the show not too long ago. I mean,
Uh-huh.
she is like the epitome of
Oh, I love it.
Iron Man. She does, all those things are the biking and the everything.
Yes.
And I'm always so impressed with that. And I think,
Yes.
well, I don't know.
Just to move your body, and
Yeah,
it just
that's
and
the
it clears
thing.
my mind.
Just
I
to
can't
get
explain
outside
it. Yeah.
and breathe the air and
Yeah.
right.
And just kind of like it's like I tell myself, if I can do this, I can do anything.
That's true.
So when I do a 3-mile run, I'm like, you just did 3 miles. Let's go. If I do an 18-mile run, I'm like, if you did that, you can do anything. Like, so I just, it helps my mental health, I would say, because like, I think people don't understand, like, I'm getting text messages and phone calls and emails and
All the
did you
time.
do this? And matter of fact, we want to interview for this and this and this. And hey, this just happened at this school. Could you give us a quote, right? So it's always my needed that, like I have to have my priorities in order, and I talk about those, and then I have to have balance and boundaries.
Yeah.
And it's not perfect, but it's a structure that has helped me stay afloat and stay where my cup is half full and not half empty, right? Because my job to me is to pour into others, and so I have to make sure that I have a good source that I can pour from,
Yeah.
so I can help and support others that I serve.
Oh, that's delightful. I'm glad to know that.
Yes, ma'am.
I like to end these little visits. It's a little questionnaire similar
Okay.
to the one the late great James Lipton would use on Inside the Actor Studio.
Okay.
You remember that show?
I'm not sure that I.
Okay, well,
Tell me more.
it's his. Anyway. I totally ripped it off from his show. So
We'll take it.
but this is my take on it. Okay, I'm going to ask you, Dr. Tiffany Spicer, what is your favorite word?
Excellence.
Yeah. Least favorite word?
Can't.
I hear that probably the most.
Yeah, I
And
can't stand
I've
it.
asked literally hundreds of people these questions, and usually that first word can be very different. But
Yeah,
I hear a lot of that.
yeah, I can't. We can't.
Okay, so what turns you on creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
My faith. My faith.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's my foundation.
yeah.
Yeah.
What turns you off creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
Negativity
Yeah,
in all forms.
yeah. I do hear that a lot. I hear a lot.
Yeah.
What is your favorite sound?
I like white noise.
Do you? Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I just
So
turn
what's
it
the
on.
difference? I've heard brown noise and gray. What is the difference?
Well, it's just having that noise in the background, and for me, it's just calming.
Uh-huh.
And
I've got a
sometimes
constant ring in my ear. That
it might
that
count.
is-
It might count.
that's
Use
come-
it.
No, I don't know. That's come up just in recent years. But I thought, I don't know
Yeah.
what kind of noise that is.
Yeah, it's
But
just soothing.
just something to.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So, what's your least favorite sound?
Oh my gosh, nails on a chalkboard.
Yeah.
Teachers who do that, like old school, because
Oh,
I had
gosh.
some. I'm like, what? Oh, yes.
I go back to second grade at Dean Highland on Miss Hooper's class. And every morning she would have a sentence. It seemed like a paragraph, a tome. But we would every child had to memorize whatever that sentence was and say it. It's the only teacher I ever had that would do that.
Oh,
But it was such great work for us to
Yeah.
do to just turn us into memorizing things
Yeah.
quickly. And as a reporter, and
Yeah.
when you don't have a prompter,
uh-huh.
I'm thinking,
She was like, I
okay,
got
thank you,
this.
Miss Hooper. Second grade, I could. All right, and you remember
love
that
it.
sentence?
Right?
Yeah, it's funny, but
Yeah.
she'd write that at. Anyway,
Oh, yes.
okay. So, next question:
Yes, ma'am.
what other job would you like to have tried? Was there? So you said you really didn't start out wanting to be in education.
Okay. So I was going to be a doctor. And okay, I'm little saying this. But then somebody got hurt on the bus and they started bleeding. It wasn't even a lot. And I was like, I'm out. So yeah, I guess that's it.
Okay, all right. Which
Don't do blood at all.
okay. So then what job do you know? I don't want that. No thanks.
Anything with surgery.
Okay, there
Blood,
you go.
anything.
Right, I was going to say that.
No
sorry.
medical field. I might not even a nurse because then they got to no, none of that.
Yeah, it's even worse.
Nothing in the
but-
medical. So I'm done with that. No, I have friends that are doctors. Love them.
Oh, I
We have
know.
some
We
great doctors.
Love what they do. We love it. I've had doctors on and I ask them, they're like, anything to do with accounting. I mean, it's funny.
I'll take that before I take the blood.
We all have, we all have our giftings.
Our little quirks,
we all have
yes.
our giftings.
I love it.
Okay, so one last question.
Yes, ma'am.
When you arrive at the pearly gates, what do you want to hear the Lord say to you?
Well done. I'm very proud of you, Tiffany.
Yeah. Well, you're doing it well as
Oh,
far as
thank
I
you.
could tell.
Thank you.
Thank you
Yes,
so much for your time today.
Thank you
It's
for
just been a
having me.
blessing to get to know you better,
You too.
and all the best. And it's all good things coming your way through
Thank
Waco
you.
ISD.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
Anything I can do to help, just
Yes, ma'am.
let me know.
Yes, ma'am, I will. Thank you.
All right. Stay with us. There is more of the show ahead, and today's show is brought to you by Gather & Co., where they are transforming houses into homes. Stay with us.
Serving Central Texas since 1889, TFNB Your Bank for Life takes pride in being more than a bank. At TFNB, we remain committed to these principles. If you value them too, come join us. TFNB, Your Bank for Life.
It's the Restore Clarity Focus Patch, my little secret weapon for staying sharp, focused, and on task. Each box comes with simple instructions inside, so you always know exactly how to apply it. Each patch lasts for 3 days. I love that I can wear it all day.
McLennan Community College has tons of community events happening next month. You can join them for Medicare Made Clear starting on November 4th. This 2-session course led by Lonnie Sibley that simplifies Medicare. One session will cover eligibility, enrollments for Part A and B, avoiding penalties, and understanding plan options, while Session 2 explains the differences between Medicare and Medicaid, helps you select the right plan, and offers guidance on enrollment plans or changes. You can join them for a new holiday event highlighting classic cocktails on Monday, November 10th. You can learn to craft festive holiday cocktails with expert James Hayes in this fun, hands-on class. Students will choose seasonal favorites to mix as a group while learning the essential techniques. This is the perfect event for holiday hosting or trying something new. You'll leave ready to shake up the season with style. Finally, MCC is here to make the holiday cooking easier and healthier with Holiday Instapot Classic on November 20th that is going to teach you how to make the best of your electric pressure cooker this holiday season. In this festive workshop, instructor Rachel Esquivel will show you how to use the Instant Pot to prepare quick, nutritious meals perfect for holiday gatherings. Learn to confidently use preset functions and manual settings to create warm, delicious dishes your whole family will love. I'm Elizabeth Riley with Act Locally Waco News, and I'll see you next time.
It's football season, and we can create your outdoor tailgating spaces that is actually a part of your home. Bifold doors that tie in the inside and the outside, and you can gain anywhere from 1,000 to 5,000 square feet living space, all while taking in the big game, poolside. Call us at Gather & Co. Kitchen and Bath, where we can create your unique tailgating space.
Launched in 2023, ushers in a new era of sapphire ice cooling technology, offering nearly painless hair reduction in just 3 weeks. That's ulike.com. You like.
Welcome back to the show. It's going to be a huge bash. We're talking about the Howl-O-Ween Bash coming up on the 25th of October at the Waco Convention Center, benefiting none other than the Humane Society of Central Texas. And I'm delighted to have the two co-chairs here with me. We've got Kristy Hill and Becky Murphy, and Brooke Farrell, who's community manager at the Humane Society of Central Texas. Delightful to have you here, and look forward. It's going to be an amazingly fun event.
It should be.
Thank you for having us.
Okay, ladies, let's talk first about the event. You have a theme. Tell us about it. Tell me
It's
about
a jungle
it,
theme.
It's a jungle theme. Okay, so that should be fun for the costumes.
Yes, everyone gets to pick their jungle outfit.
I was just telling Brooke earlier, I was on Amazon looking for a costume, and so many of them are cute little short.
Oh my gosh,
yes.
yes.
Jane.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think I need to go there. So I got to be a little more creative somehow.
You know, they have the blow up ones.
yeah. Do they have air conditioners inside?
That was what I was hoping. I mean, even the cloth ones, you're going to be hot.
Well, this is going to be so much fun because it's been 2 years since we've done this. We didn't have one last year.
True.
And so to have this fun event for adults, this is not a kid friendly, or is it?
Correct.
Okay, so this is a chance for adults to dress up, and we're just gonna have loads of fun because we're raising money for the Humane Society. So, Brooke, tell me a little bit. What's the status of things right now? You don't have a building right now.
Correct. Yeah. So it marks just last month our year since separating from the Waco Animal Shelter to relaunch as an entirely foster-based rescue. That has been a term that has been a little confusing in the community. That simply just means that we don't have shelter kennels of our own, and every single animal that we help take in goes directly into a foster home. So we find that it has been so much more stress relieving for our animals, that we are having better adoption connections. Good. Because we're seeing the animals be able to kind of decompress, heal from whatever traumas they may have experienced before coming into our program in that loving, attentive, individualized foster home, and then being able to transition much more peacefully into their forever homes.
Yeah, several months ago, I was able to interview Sarah Fanning, who is your Haas. So she was explaining, more about that. But how can folks become a part of that program if they want to, or maybe they have a pet they need to surrender? How does all that work?
Yeah, so to join our foster program, we try to make it as easy as possible, knowing that our fosters give so much time and attention and love into the individual animals entering their home. So we help take care of all the medical needs, all of the spay and neuter appointment coordinations. We help make sure any type of supplies they could need, like a crate to help safely create a little cave den for the animal to hang out in if they need that type of personalized space of their own. Mm-hmm. Essentially, we help set up our fosters as much as they need in order to be able to then provide that service to the animal. So we're always looking for more fosters to join our program, as that only helps us expand as many animals as we're able to care for. I'm very, very happy to say that in that first year of a foster-based kind of new chapter for the Humane Society, we have been able to help hundreds of animals already find their next second chance in a happy, healthy, loving life with a new human.
Well, it's something that warms everybody's heart to hear that and to know that these animals are being placed into forever homes. Anyway, but part of the event, the Howl-O-Ween Bash, is going to be a fashion show. So who wants to tell me about that?
So we will have some of the foster animals dress up in little costumes, and they will be paraded around in their little costumes, and everyone can look and ooh and ah over them and see how cute they are.
Yeah, and of course that's kind of the purpose of why we're there. But aside from that, it's just an amazing party. So Kristy, tell me about the band. Who's going to be playing?
We have the Vegas Stars coming, and they were there. They played for us the year before that we had the event, and they are
Awesome
just
group.
a fun group.
Yeah. Oh gosh, they are such a fun dance, and lots of people were dancing, having a big time. But you've got great food. Tell me about just everything that goes into planning a gala like this.
It is a lot of moving parts.
I'll bet that's right.
Trying to get them all to come together. We're going to have lots of fun decorations. Vicki, who has done the decorations for the last several years, is going to do them again this year. And then we have Lori from Best Yet.
Okay.
Anyway, Bon Appetit. And anyway, that's going to be really good food. She's going to have all different kinds of different foods for us to try. And then, but our biggest thing that we're very excited about is that we are going to do a poker chip pull for a Louis Vuitton bag that has only been out for a short time. It's the biker bag. So we're very excited about that.
And it has been selling out. He got the last one up in Dallas. So
Higher Dallas Metroplex.
The very last purse. Very good. So how much are those? Is it like a raffle, in other words?
So the poker pull is there's 125 chips. So you reach into the bag and you pull out the chip, and whatever chip you pull out, like number 1, it could be number 50, it could be number 75. That's the amount that you pay.
Oh.
So you could win the bag for $1.
How interesting. I don't think I've ever heard of that.
Oh, it's so fun.
It's fun. It's
kind
kind
of
of
a
addicting.
game.
It's very addicting.
And no matter what, it is a donation, right?
Yes. All of it is a donation.
Yeah. Well, there's, as you mentioned, so many moving parts. How long have you been working as a chair team, the two of
Probably
you,
since
Kristy and Becky?
February? That sounds right. End of February?
Yeah. Well, it was, it was sad last year that it didn't happen, but oh man, how fun it is to look forward to this year. Of course, the convention center, it's going to be in the main room again, the Chisholm
Hall.
Chisholm
Yes.
Hall. Yeah. And it's just an event. I mean, you've got to get your tickets. So how can folks get tickets?
Yeah, so we're doing them through Eventbrite this year, so super easy to search and find them. But of course, our website will also be able to help get you there. That's hsctx.org. And nice little banner will pop up to help guide you towards getting those tickets. You only have about a week left to join the wildest night in Waco of the entire year.
Yes, and really put some thought into your costumes because they're amazing. The costumes people come up with, and there is a contest, right?
Yes,
absolutely.
There's a costume contest.
Yes.
Okay, and the winners bragging rights. I can't remember now. What did I get?
I'm not really sure what we're giving them for bragging rights.
It's going to be a good prize.
Okay.
I know it.
Okay.
Yeah.
We don't even know.
A prize is involved for your costume, so it's definitely worth putting the thoughts into it. Do you have any specific story you can tell me, maybe Brooke, about, you mentioned over 100 animals just in the last year that you've been able to take care of. So anything comes to your mind?
Yeah, something that we are finding a whole lot of joy in being able to help serve for animals in need across Central Texas. Now that we are no longer bound by the restrictions of the municipal shelter of only being able to help animals within McLennan County, we are hearing the call, hearing the need in some of our more rural sister counties as well. And so, goodness, one of our dearest litters of the past year, litters of puppies, which we have found we've been doing a lot more investment into the litters of puppies just to help make sure that they're getting the best start to life, that we're able to get them spayed and neutered right away to help cut down on as many animals are awaiting their forever homes. A quick stat that I like to put out is that there are over 12,000 animals within a 100-mile radius of Waco right now waiting for their forever home. So spay and neuter is so important to help cut down on those numbers. But getting back to the more specific story, there was a sweet mama dog out in Falls County that crawled under the shed of some really sweet Good Samaritans and had 11
Oh my.
And sweet mama.
Overachiever.
Honestly. We think there may have been a couple of dads involved.
Yeah.
The babies
Oh,
are quite an interesting bunch, a very motley crew of different sweet, beautiful mutts. We love mutts at the Humane Society.
Well, they tend to be healthier, frankly.
Exactly.
If you're gonna get a pet,
Lots
than
of
some
good
these
genetic
pure breeds.
mix-up going.
Yeah.
Get the best of all worlds.
No, it truly is.
But this sweet crew, the Good Samaritans, they didn't have any animal resources in their surrounding area.
Right.
And so they called us of just, we don't know what to do. Unfortunately, at that time, we didn't have a foster that we could immediately pull 12 dogs into.
Yeah, because the mom's got to come too.
Yeah, exactly. And so we worked with this wonderful family to help make sure the puppies started getting vaccinations. We brought a little donated playpen out there, a nice 10 by 10, to make sure that they had some gentle areas to still be able to explore and grow as puppies need to do. And then another pivot whenever mom decided, they are weaned. I am very much done with all 11 of them. I did my job.
Yeah.
And so it felt like one by one out of the 11 puppies, we were able to start migrating them into foster homes. We had a handful of fosters help us out, but there's one, Michelle. She is just incredible with our puppies right now, constantly offering up her home. And I think she's had at least 7 of the puppies at one point before we helped bounce them and give her breaks so she isn't completely overwhelmed all the time. But these sweet little guys, of course, full of hookworms. Hookworms are so hard on the community right now. And so lots of trying to make sure their digestive health is good to go. Lots of vaccinations. Lots of spay neuters. We are very, very fortunate to partner with the Animal Birth Control to help with more accessible pricing for spay neuter surgeries. But that is still 12 dogs, including mama, for those types of spay neuter surgery investments, which we see as investments back into the community. So that's 12 more animals that won't be able to continue the cycle of so many good animals not having homes to be able to care for them. And so that family, we call them our noodles. I can't remember if I mentioned that yet, but the sweet noodles, every single puppy has a different noodle name, like rotini, lasagna, capellini. Capellini has been one of our team heartsakes these days. They have been a 3 months process, and I'm happy to say that every single one of them is either in their forever homes, in a foster home, and I believe the very last of the litter is getting spayed and neutered this Thursday.
Okay. Well, that's why we do all this. I mean, is to hear these stories. Ladies, this is going to be great. The Humane Society of Central Texas Howl-O-Ween Bash again is going to be on Saturday the 25th at the Waco Convention Center. Go to the website again is
hsctx.org, our initials.
Okay, very good. And I hope to see everybody there.
Experience with the Bosley MD hair regrowth kit was amazing. It was easy to use. It let me take off my hat. I could go in public and have my picture taken and feel normal again.
BosleyMD.com.
Looking for tickets to the hottest shows, games, and events? Ticket Liquidator is your one-stop shop for great prices, no hassles, and guaranteed tickets. Whether it's sports, theater, or concert, for the best seats at the biggest events, start with Ticket Liquidator today at ticketliquidator.com. Ticket Liquidator. Cleanse your body of accumulated toxins and embark on your wellness journey at your own pace. At Global Healing, we provide premium supplements to help your body heal naturally. Start your healing journey today at globalhealing.com and organichemp.com. Experience the perfect blend of exquisite craftsmanship and life-changing technology with Gevi. Every product is built with precision, featuring specialized parts that ensure durability, efficiency, and safety. Upgrade your everyday with Gevi. Visit us at gevi.com to discover more.
Farmhounds offers natural treats and chews made with quality products that support family farm, regenerative agriculture, and humane farming practices. Give your dog the best with wholesome, organic ingredients that promote health and happiness. Shop now at farmhounds.com.
You can't trust everybody, but you can trust Rogue Media Network for all of your podcasting needs. From recording to distribution, we've got your back, even if I didn't have his.